Did you know canned cream of chicken soup has over 20 ingredients and several preservatives when you can make it at home with 5 ingredients, 5 seasonings? This is my series of what I'm not going to buy in 2025. In a saucepan, melt 4 tablespoons of butter. Once your butter is melted, you're going to add a half a cup of flour plus 2 tablespoons of flour and mix that until it is combined so the flour can cook so it doesn't have that flour taste. Once you have that combined and cooked down, you're going to add in 2 cups of chicken broth and give that a stir. You're going to use a whisk or a fork to break down that flour until it's not clumped together anymore. And once that's smooth and no longer have clumps of flour, you're going to add in 1 cup of whole milk. And then you're going to keep stirring that until it's well combined. Once you no longer have chunks of flour, you're going to add in 1 chicken bouillon cube. I use the packets just because they dissolve a little quicker than the cubes, but you can use whichever one you have. Keep stirring until that is well combined. You don't want your flour to stick to the bottom of the pot. You're going to cook this all on low until it starts to thicken, and once it starts to thicken, you're going to add in your seasonings, which is 1/3 a teaspoon of celery salt, 1/3 a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/3 a teaspoon of onion powder, 1/3 a teaspoon of salt, and 1/3 a teaspoon of white or black pepper. I use black pepper, but you can also use white pepper. You're going to keep stirring that as it's going to thicken as you let it cook. Once it comes to a slight bubble, you're going to turn it off and set it to the side, and it's going to continue to thicken. This recipe makes 2 10.5-ounce cans of cream of chicken soup. Once mine's cooled, I put it in Ziploc bags, so I half it. So when I use a recipe that calls for cream of chicken soup, I just take out my frozen cream of chicken soup and add it to the recipe. You will be surprised how much better this tastes than the store-bought can and how less processed it tastes. If you want to eat it as a soup, you just add some milk to it until you have the consistency of soup that you like, and then you eat it with crackers or add chicken in it or whatever you want to do, and it is so good. And that is it. If you have suggestions on what I can make for my series, please let me know.